Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Living your best life here in the Philippines. And I'm going to do a little different topic, and this one's going to be more focused on Filipinas. I was a little hesitant on doing this video actually because I think I'm going to get a lot of crap in the comments from guys that I'm violating the bro code and kind of letting the cat out of the bag, so to speak. But I think it's worth doing because, I don't know, maybe just like an awareness type of thing. And like I said in other videos, I'm never going to put out bogus information just to get views, just to make more videos, whatever. I'm 100% honest in my assessment, I think. And everybody's perceptions, right? Whether or not they like some place is obviously going to be a little different, right? So that's dependent. But some channels, they never talk about negative aspects of the Philippines. They never talk about certain things, and they just paint this picture of this place being, you know, fabulous, glorious paradise to live in. So my goal is to, like I said, put out accurate information. And this is accurate information because I've talked to several people, and actually 4 in the last 2 weeks that I want to talk about here. And apparently what this, I don't know what to call it, if it's a marriage scam or a marriage trap, I guess I should call it, that foreigners use to trap Filipinas. So if you're a Filipina girl, listen to this video and watch it. I think it's going to be a little enlightening and educational, hopefully, because I talked to, like I said, 4 different girls that have told me extremely similar stories, where apparently what they do is they're married to foreigners, and their foreigner doesn't live here in the Philippines, and all their stories are really bizarre actually. So I'll kind of run through the stories, and I have my assessment what I think is happening, because I've talked to other foreigners. And again, I'm going to get bashed because I'm violating some secret bro code. But I think what some guys do is they're vacation goers in the Philippines. They come here for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, 1 or 2 times a year, and then they have themselves a Filipina girlfriend. And what they expect is that Filipina girlfriend is then going to be 100% dedicated, die-hard, you know, crying herself at night to sleep on her pillow every night, missing her foreigner, right? And whether or not he's giving money or not, that's not the topic of this discussion. But so what they do is, apparently a lot of these guys, they come here and they marry these girls. I talked to one, she said, oh, my husband lives in whatever country, not here. And I said, oh, you know, how does he go back? Like sometimes guys will go back to work for like a few months, and they spend like 6 months in the Philippines and 6 months at their home country doing whatever it is, running their business or whatever it is that they do, right? I've seen that many times actually. That's actually not that uncommon here. That I wouldn't even call a marriage scam or a marriage trap, because some guys, you know, maybe they don't have a pension or savings or whatever. They're not digital nomads, so they need to do some work in their home country. So they're kind of oscillating back and forth between both places. That's not that unusual, but in these circumstances I'm talking about are totally different. So this girl says, had this foreign boyfriend online. We chatted for about a year. Then he comes to the Philippines for 3 days. Never met him prior to that. Comes to the Philippines for 3 days. They meet. He says, let's go get married in Thailand. Probably the reason he said that because it's easier, and then you can get divorced in Thailand also, where you can't in the Philippines. So she said, we go to Thailand for 2 weeks. We get married. Then he left back to his home country, and I haven't seen him since, and it's been a year. And I said, well, when is he coming back? Does he come back to visit? Does he move? What's the plan? I'm kind of confused on what the plan is here, you know, what the deal is here. She says, no, he says that he can't come back because he works too much. And then this is the funny part, and I feel bad for the poor girl. I tried to give her some advice. She says, every time I try to call him, he says he's busy, he works so much, and, you know, my husband, he works so much. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Give me examples. She says, well, sometimes it's a little suspicious because I'll call him and it looks like he's in the like he'll go to the bathroom to talk to me. And he's in like weird locations. If he video, like FaceTimes me type of thing. She said, I can see, like, it looks like he's in a restroom. It looks like he's not like in his house or whatever. Or if he's in a house, he's like hiding in a bathroom. I said, well, he's married. He's married, or he has a girlfriend. He lives with a girlfriend. One of the two. And she's like, oh, no, you think so? I'm like, yes. I hate to, like I said, violate the bro code here, but the dude's married, 100%. Or he has a girlfriend. What he did was he came to the Philippines, he wifed you up, and then when he comes on vacation for 2 weeks, once every year, he knows he has a guaranteed girl here. So she didn't really believe me, and, you know, maybe the guy's honest. I seriously doubt that, because some of the other things she said just didn't make any sense. He's never available. He can't talk to her. And I said, well, when is he planning on, does he have a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan? You guys are married. I mean, when's he going to move to the Philippines? Oh, he can't for years. I'm like, okay, so apparently you're supposed to be married to a guy and you're going to see him once, maybe once a year for a week, maybe 2 weeks. So yeah, that sounds like a weird deal. So every one of them had a real similar story, actually. 2 of the girls I talked to, this is at local like restaurants and bars. I've been just trying to get out more and socialize more. You know, you sit there and eat and you talk to the owner and the employees and all that kind of stuff. 2 of them were married to foreigners, and real similar. They come once or twice a year for like a week. Sometimes they come for a couple days. They live in Australia, so it's a little closer to get here. Both of their husbands. And they laughed and joked, and this is real common for guys and girls, but guys, you need to be aware of this also if you're a guy listening to this. They joked and they said, oh, we're both married while our husbands are here. And I said, what does that mean? And they said, well, when our husbands are here, we're obviously married, but when they're gone, we do whatever we want. So guys, if you wifed up a Filipino, not all of them obviously, but if you think you wifed up a vacation Filipina, and again, she's just missing you so badly, she cries herself to sleep every night, and you come to the Philippines once every year for a long weekend or a 1 or 2 week vacation, guess what? She's not saving herself for you while you're gone. She might be. You know, like I said, roll the dice enough times at Vegas, you'll get some winning rolls also. But I know a lot of you are probably going to say, oh, I had a long distance relationship with my wife and it worked out fine, blah, 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 blah. Again, maybe you're the lucky one, right? But long distance relationships are notoriously bad, especially for these girls here. Meaning you probably married or in a relationship with a girl that's younger than you. She's beautiful. She's thin. She looks great. She has a lot of opportunities here. I'm going to do another video on this. The competition here is not like it used to be, from what I understand. Depends on where you live, but a lot of these younger guys are moving here by the thousands. It's just becoming so popular now. Here in Bohol, they're everywhere. Young guys living here in their 30s, sometimes in their 20s, working online. So they have a lot of options, fellas. So you think you met yourself the love of your life or whatever your deal is, and you married them and you move back to America or Germany, wherever it is you're from, and you're going to come visit her once a year. And big deal, she FaceTimes you, she messages you a few times a day. Again, I know this for 100% certainty because I've talked to these people, I've talked to these girls, and they laugh about it and they joke about it, and they say, yeah, well, when our husbands are gone, we do whatever we want. And some of them are actually out looking for it. They're on dating apps, of course. They're going out to bars. And it goes for the same for the guys, but the reverse isn't necessarily true for the guys, because a lot of these guys that are coming to the Philippines, let's be honest, some of you probably 50s, 60s, maybe even older, you're marrying a younger, beautiful woman. Your options back in America, right, as a 60-year-old dude, unless you're really fit and look significantly younger than your age and rich, chances are you're not girlfriending up a beautiful 25-year-old. You're just not, just being honest. So your options are a lot less. So that's the other thing. But a lot of what's going on is what I'm seeing from talking to these people is, I think what guys do is they want to just come here and they want to have a sure thing. They want to have something lined up. This way they have somebody when they come to the Philippines on vacation. I know when I come every year or twice a year, I have a girlfriend or a wife that's already there. I don't have to get on dating apps. I don't have to go out. I don't have to try to get somebody. But chances are, going back to the pay for play thing, chances are 90% of these guys, if not more, if they're married to a girl, they're sending her money every month. So guys, I hate to be this cruel about it, but just break it down from a financial perspective for a second. Let's say you're sending your Filipina 10 or 20,000 pesos, so either $200 or $400. Let's just keep it simple. It's a little less than that, but let's just say it's $300 and meet in the middle. You're sending her $300 a month. That's $3,600 for the year. It'd be cheaper to just get pay for play when you got here. Just being honest. If you're coming to the Philippines once a year for a vacation, just get yourself some freelancers when you get here. You'll save yourself a lot of money, and you'll save yourself a lot of headaches. And honestly, you're not going to ruin some girl's life that's wifed up at 25 years old and you have zero intention of ever moving permanently to the Philippines. Because all these girls that I've talked to, I ask them, is your husband ever actually, does he have a plan to move here permanently? Or are you ever going to move to his home country? Oh, one of them, this was kind of a funny story, and again, I feel bad for her. She's been married for 4 years to this guy. He comes once a year. And I said, why don't you, he has zero plans of ever moving to the Philippines. He doesn't like it here, actually. I said, are you going to move to his home country? And she says, yes, but he says it takes really long to get the visas. And he's been trying for years. And I said, all right, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, girl, but you need to hear it from somebody, because somebody ain't telling you the truth. There's not a country on the planet that takes 4 years to get a visa. So your guy's full of shit. Let's just be honest. Not even in America. It takes about a year to get a marriage visa, from what I gather. So, and we have one of the strictest systems for getting visas. It sure as shit doesn't take 2, 3, 4 years. Let's be honest. And she says, no, he's trying so hard to move me there. No, he's not. He's stringing you along, and you don't know the system and the language barrier and the laws. And of course, I'm no international visa expert either, but I know enough to know that that's total BS. So if that's your plan, to just have basically a full-time, a permanent set aside vacation girlfriend or vacation wife and live in America or wherever it is that you live, guys, it'd be cheaper, just pay for it. And again, don't ruin some girl's life and she's 22, 24 years old, married to you. She can't get divorced. And because there is an annulment process here, but it's wildly expensive and years long, etc., etc. So just don't do it. Just have some morality and some decency, and just don't do it. If that's not your plan to move here permanently or move them to your home country, don't come here and get married instantly just so you have somebody set aside for your fun time, apparently. And girls, if you're listening to this, use some common sense. And I hate to be brutally honest there, but use some common sense. You got to vet these guys out, just like guys vet out the girls. Girls, you got to vet out the guys, right? What's our plan if we get married? Are you moving here? When, how long is that going to take? Am I moving to your country? You got to have all those discussions up front, right? So you're not strung along for 4 years thinking that your husband is trying to get your visa. Meanwhile, he's married back in the States, right? And then he tells his wife, oh, I'm going to go to the Philippines on a business trip once a year, and then he's got a wife here. I've heard that happen. I'm not making these stories up. I've literally heard those exact stories numerous times. So again, I wasn't sure about doing this video because I've heard this on and off literally for the past year that I've been here, but I heard 4 stories in the past 2 weeks. So I thought, all right, this seems to be maybe more common than I actually thought it was originally. So I'm going to do a video on it, and you guys like it, don't like it, it's just information, right? Like I said, I'm honest. I put out the information that I hear. I'm actually thinking about doing maybe like a weekly stories video, like a story of the week type of video, because I've heard some real crazy stories this past week. Because like I said, I'm just trying to get out and socialize more with lots more expats and locals and stuff like that. So I might do that because I got some real funny ones. Not good, like, but kind of comical, just lessons what not to do, and guys that have been ripped off and all that kind of stuff. So I'm probably going to do a story of the week episode coming up and see how you guys like that. So all right guys, again, not violating any kind of bro code here, I don't think, but I think it's just valuable information to put out for both sides, right? For guys and girls to hear this, and just be diligent in your deciding whether or not to get married, because it's a lifelong thing. As of now, I don't think the divorce thing passed here yet. And even if it does pass, there's all these stipulations on it that have to be met. It's not just a blanket no-fault divorce like we have in most states in America. So, all right, guys, like and subscribe, and see you guys later.